at 2 p.m. It's a hybrid meeting here in the Nauset Meeting Room in Orleans Town Hall. For Zoom information by phone, you can go to 1-646-558-8656, and the webinar address is 892-3250-0178. And with that, I'll say that we've got 3 members of the board with us today. If you'll introduce yourself, Asa, you want to go first?
I'm Asa Nadeau.
John Canago.
And John Smith. Of course, Meredith is with us from the Health Department as well, and John is in the back of the room to answer questions later on relative to hookups and who has not done so far. Okay. Now, so for the first part of the meeting, we're going to do a public hearing on the continued show cause hearings, properties under order to connect to the municipal sewer for March 5th, 2026. We'll do agenda item number 1 first, though, and that is public comment. Is there anybody here for public comment? And seeing none up there on the screen, we'll go on to agenda item number 2, continued show cause hearings, properties under order to connect to the municipal sewer. And Meredith is going to give a brief introduction, and then I'll begin the hearings.
Yeah, so the Board of Health will now conduct continued show cause hearings for properties that are in Phase 1 of the sewer project who are not yet connected to the municipal sewer. The date of compliance for Phase 1 properties was March 16th, 2025. We have 2 continued hearings. They're going to follow a similar format as our previous hearings, where the property owner representative will have an opportunity to share any new updates, and then the Health Department will follow up with any relevant information that has not already been shared.
Before we start, my name is John Smith. I'm the Vice Chair of the Orleans Board of Health, and I am calling these show cause hearings to order on March 5th, 2026 at 2:06 p.m. These hearings are being conducted before the Board of Health pursuant to the authority granted under Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 111, Chapter 185, Board of Health Regulations, and the Sewer Use Rules and Regulations, Version 4, revised November 2024. The purpose of these hearings is to determine whether there is sufficient cause to take action regarding Phase 1 sewer connections for each property in Phase 1 that is not yet connected to the municipal sewer. At this time, we'll proceed with the continued hearings noticed for today. The board may also ask questions at any time. After hearing all testimony, we'll deliberate and determine an appropriate course of action. Before we begin, I will ask all parties to identify themselves for the record as they come up to be questioned. And the first on the list is 8 Old Tote Road. Diane, would you like to come on up? Come up, have a seat, introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm the homeowner, Diane Stinson, and this is my engineer, civil engineer, Drake Stinson.
Greg, come on up. Have a seat.
He's with me.
My ex-wife, Diane, has retained my services to do her engineering for her design the service connection.
Right.
I'm an engineer in 3 states, New Jersey, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania. I applied for Florida, I applied for Massachusetts.
Right.
My application went in about 2 months ago, beginning of January it
A while
was.
ago.
Okay.
My email's been down, so I think may not have gotten the correspondence. Nevertheless, I went ahead and I visited the site this morning and I looked at it and I think it's pretty straightforward.
Good.
I have the details from the engineer, Reggie Ford, the details to put the drawings together. I would say maybe within a month.
Okay.
You'll have something for you.
Excellent.
The drawings done for permit.
That definitely shows forward progress, and we appreciate that. So, are there any questions from the board?
No, this is great. This is what we were hoping for.
It's
I don't have any
exactly what we
questions
want.
either. Everything's straightforward. I have the tie sheet. I looked where it is. It's under a gravel driveway. This should be really simple to connect.
Excellent. Do you have a contractor lined up if once the work is?
My neighbor introduced me to a contractor. I didn't get a price yet, of course, because
Right.
they're waiting for the design. And then I also met another company over in Dennis, something Rock. I should have wrote that down. But I have their card too, so I'll be pricing it out with both.
Excellent.
There's a list too. They have a,
Yes.
there's a whole
yes.
list of,
I think I have a copy of that. I'm sure I do, too.
Right. And then if you could work with John behind, to Newman,
Yes.
once you get all of that together so that we can get this application done,
I will,
dusted, all right?
definitely. yes.
Okay, so, do I hear a motion?
when is this? We're in March.
Yeah, we're in March. So when's the,
The next one is March
what
19th,
about,
and
He
then
won't have it by the first meeting. in
April 2nd, and then April 16th.
Could we, is the 16th during break?
Yeah, it is.
are we gonna have to move?
Or it's right before it, right?
Sorry, give me a
Hold
second.
on just half a second.
I'm beholden to little people's schedules. Oh, no, it's the week before.
All the Jewish holidays, Passover,
Oh, yeah, it is. It's
a whole bunch of holidays.
Passover is that Thursday, but, can we continue to April 16th? And if they have plans in, by April 16th, we'll know and we can continue for them to get the application. Like, that'll be the progress we want to see. So if by April 16th, we can see the progress of plans being submitted.
Right, the application in and things,
And as I understand it, if you get, I don't want to breach ethics here, but if you get plans in that aren't stamped yet, Reggie will
Yeah.
put notes on them and send them back to you, so it's not like you have to put a stamped
It's
plan
like
in
a
yet.
formality, yeah.
Not
Like a-
telling you what to do, I'm just, but if we see plans, I think that'd be what we're trying to look for.
Exactly.
and then you won't have to appear before us.
There you go.
So,
So we get the
is that a
plans in a
motion?
month then?
Yes, I'd move, in the matter of 8 Old Tote Road, I'd move that we continue the show cause hearing till April 16th, 2026, with the request that the applicant submit engineering plans to the AECom.
And if you guys can keep me apprised, you have my email address, just so I know.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Diane?
Yeah, talking to her is the most important thing.
Yes.
Keeping
I'll
her
keep in
and
touch.
John.
Diane and our,
Yeah, yeah.
we know
I'm
each
just-
other.
I'm just telling you, it's like,
It's great. Yeah, the email is super. Thanks for your assistance.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to the next property on the list, which is 34 Route 6A. Is there anyone here to speak to?
So Mary let me know she wouldn't be able to be here today, but the installer has submitted an application for the property. We are missing one component, which is the fog application, but we did connect Mary as well as the installer to Marina at the treatment plant so they can get that class set up for themselves. But we were really excited to see an application submitted yesterday.
So they did get an application.
Yes, it's just not complete, but we have most of.
There are two businesses on the property, correct? There's one, the
Yep. Let's
forgot
not
the
talk
name
about
of
that one, and then, this may or may not be a client, and then the other one's actually the owner that's.
The owner's-
applying for this.
right, and who is the ice cream parlor. Yes, go ahead, John.
Yeah, there is two. So it's Las Cheetahs in Local Scoop, I think it is.
Yeah,
And I did talk with Marina. They did take the class. She's waiting for their complete applications
Perfect.
to be submitted.
okay.
So
Okay.
it's kind of a two-step process with that.
If we can
So
just, like, is the first week in April long enough for that? Or should we just April 16th on both of them?
when's Easter?
April 17th, 18th, 19th?
I know they're
It's
using.
the
a-
5th this
They're using a
year.
contractor.
Oh, it's way early
It's
this year.
early this year.
I know they are using a contractor that's going to be doing another project the week just after. So April 16th might be a little tight.
What's the?
Oh, you mean for the installation?
For the-
We're just talking about finishing the fog regulations and getting.
Oh, okay, yeah, April, whatever you want to do.
So
Yeah.
a full application before April 16th should be. plenty of
Yeah,
time.
because I have everything except for,
Sounds like the first week of April would be done.
it should be, all I have to do is get the applications and probably a check to Marina. I think they've already done the
Let's do-
class, so it's just that
So
last
it's
bit.
April 2nd?
Yes.
Okay.
In the matter of 34 Route 6A, I move that we continue the show cause hearing to April 2nd, 2026, with the request that a full and complete packet be submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So,
John Smith's, he's Robert's rulesing us.
okay, great. Thank you very much.
No second from the chair.
So 3-0-0.
Yep.
Okay, so with that, let's see. I move that the continue show cause hearings are concluded and are closed. Do we need to move?
They moved to the
Okay,
next
move
meeting.
it.
Yeah,
Well,
moving to
moved
the
to the
16th, or to the second.
2nd of April.
I think second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so it's to the second. All right, on to item number 3, a sewer deferral request for 7 Brewster Cross Road. And the representative would be Brian. Hi, Brian. Good to see you.
As well?
So, want to talk to us and tell us what's going on?
Sure. So we had, last update, I don't know if you recall, we have all the plans in place, everything's ready to go. We had put things on hold last time because we were still planning, and I also had the restaurant with a lease until the end of the year.
Okay.
What happened towards the end of the year is the restaurant came back and asked if they could stay in their space because they were going to pursue another opportunity. That opportunity fell through, and they didn't have another place to go in town. Our intention from the beginning was to keep them in town, depending on what the use of our particular property is going to be in the future. But regardless, like, they're a great business. We didn't want to see them have to go somewhere else and not have a place to operate. So we extended the lease for them to stay through this season, and they could potentially stay longer. It all depends on what our plans end up being. That said, we did get the deferral because we were going to wait to see, they were potentially going to exit and we were going to develop, which then would have changed the plans for what the sewer connection would need to be for the new property. That's still on hold. So we need to come up with a plan. I need to understand what you guys kind of need me to do or want me to do. We could start to dig, or maybe if I could have this, I extended them the lease, we wanted them to stay in place. We can at least have through the end of the season. And if we end up making a decision for them to stay, or there's another use where we have to use the kitchen facility, then we just make the connection and we bear that expense. Otherwise, I guess the only other option would be for us to try and do it now, which would be somewhat of a challenge, given that, A, we don't know how long they're going to stay there, but B, also it's a very tight time frame between now and when our lot gets pretty full for business. So, in the interest of keeping a very important business in town, we made that decision to extend that lease. So it puts us in a decision of what we we need to do next.
Friends is connected, right?
Yeah, we're all connected.
Yeah,
It's,
Okay, so
It's
Friends,
the- it's
so
the
it's
other
just
building.
the
no,
other.
so sorry, yeah. This is the other property.
Oh, okay.
This is the Homeport property.
And the reason for the deferral originally was there's a development project that you're planning.
Yes.
And the,
We put that on hold.
right, you put it on hold and did what you said with the current restaurant because you're trying to keep them in town. But the problem is if you connect, you're not gonna use that connection for the new,
We're going to have to change the layout for sure.
there's no, yeah, it would be.
Right, so we ended up, yes, we ended up, we had development plans in place that were gonna result in that. We delayed our development just because we said, you know what, we're just gonna hold off then. You guys stay, because we chose to extend the lease, right? So that put us further down the line, which was fine, because we didn't have like a need to put shovels in the ground in like February, March, or April of this year anyhow. But at least we could have been putting the plans together. Now that's just been on hold because we chose to extend the lease. So that's where.
Deferral to like September is what, is that?
Yeah, I think that I feel like for sure through the summertime, I could probably give you an update, but I would say September, October timeframe on what they're planning and what we're planning, at least for an update, and you can tell me which way you need me to go.
How long is the extended lease right now?
It's just an annual thing. I committed to them through the end of the season this year. So through this summer into the fall.
Into the fall?
Yes.
So into the September, October time?
Yes, I did.
So by then, they're going to have to make a decision one way or another, what they're going to do.
I think, between us all, we're gonna have to make a decision on what the next steps are, whether it's another continuation, at which point I would assume you'd say, okay, well, we gotta connect.
Right.
100%. And I have no problem with that. I would have to make the decision. My decision would be based on the fact I would know I'd have to connect, and there'd be an expense to that.
Okay.
But at least that would give me the time to work that out with them.
Oh, one way or another, you're going to be connecting this fall.
That's what it sounds like.
Well,
Because you
Actually,
either
no,
develop,
because if
Actually-
he does the development, it's not gonna, there's nothing to connect
nothing to
yet.
connect yet.
So it's,
Yeah, but
So
there'll be.
what I would say is, yes, I think maybe the way to approach it would be, at least in my mind,
Yeah,
if we get to the point where the end of in the fall,
yeah,
we say, okay, we're not gonna be using that kitchen space, the building's really not in use the way it is currently,
yeah.
but we have a plan being established to develop something else there. Might not necessarily connect in the fall.
Right.
We might connect based on what the new development plans look like.
Right.
If that has to get re-engineered.
Right.
But either way, there'll be action taken in the fall.
I think, yeah, it's either connect the building with the restaurant if it's staying, or the restaurant needs
Or
to move.
disconnect with-
Disconnect them, you know what I mean?
Or just, essentially, just don't use
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, don't
essentially
use that
disconnect
water.
at that point.
Yes.
right, And get in on, and go on with another development.
Yes.
Okay.
I would, the only thing I would ask, if that's the case, if they're going to stay and we give them till the end of the season to move out, I would like for that to be able to stay through the end of the year. So there wasn't an immediate need for them to like stop business in October. But ideally, that would be what I would ask for. But I could definitely give you an update and let
That
you
would
know
be
where we're at, and you can make a decision then.
That would mean a spring 27 connection for them,
Yeah.
like post-winter, probably.
Well,
Actually, that's
do you have a thought on it, or?
I just want to let you know that I believe he does have a full application pack in. We kind of put it on hold because you weren't sure of the path you were gonna, I think he had a whole site plan for.
Yep.
So he did submit a full application, but then the forward path changed a little bit with the restaurant staying and stuff. So, I mean, he has made attempts to do what he has to do.
Well,
I
half
would-
the property's connected already, I mean, it's, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was, you had two connections, I believe. The one was gonna come up from the back around, and that served a bathroom from Reggie's office. And then there's the home port.
Right.
So.
There's one connection is the restaurant, one connection is literally like 2 bathrooms. Okay. So we were hoping we didn't have to do that.
I would think that,
So Reggie's gonna get evicted if we.
Reggie's
They're
not
gone.
there anymore,
Yeah.
but we have our office in there. Me and one other person have an office over there, so we're still using one bathroom. But outside of
I
that,
mean, being that it's, a local small business, I'd like to see some effort to be put forth to make sure that that restaurant can stay or is accommodated. I don't want them to
Right.
tear down the building and then the restaurant has no place to go.
Right.
Worst case scenario, I think you can connect just home port
I could,
and, maybe buy a couple more years if the whole development plan
on the
doesn't.
bathroom side, yeah.
I think that's a fall decision.
I think so.
But that would be my I mean, I would be committed for sure. If we know that in any way, shape, or form, if that space is gonna be used for any kind of food preparation in the interim period, we will 100% commit to connecting that side, if we're not making any changes to the building. 'Cause-
You already have an application, and
And that's already, I had talked to Bobby Tullock ahead of time of this. I said, Bob, I don't know, I might have to give you a call and see if we can rush in a job.
Yeah, and that
So, I mean,
applica-
he's able to do it if we need him to do
The
it.
application will probably have to be changed, because I think that was for the whole new building and everything like
Yeah.
that. So if it's gonna stay as it is,
We could just connect.
it'll
it.
be just a new application with everything, but
can we maybe do to the first meeting in October, and then you can give us an update of which way you're gonna go?
100%, yes.
Okay.
And it will either be, we're gonna stop using the property as is, or either we're gonna stop using the restaurant as is, or we're gonna have to connect the restaurant side and potentially not do that other side with the bathrooms.
Yeah, so that's the, obviously, we're
Cognizant.
cognizant of keeping businesses in town, not just because it's a popular business, but keeping business in town in general. And the fact that you're tied in already on one of it's not the same property, but part of effectively the same property is tied in. You've made an effort, you've already shown plans for both different connection possibilities, and then you're trying to do something cool. I mean, you're trying to do a development in downtown Orleans, and I think it's
We need
kind of, I know it's not in our purview, but it's important. So I'd move that we continue this to October 1st, 2026, with the request that you come back with a plan of which way you're going to go.
Will do.
Okay.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, wait.
What?
Aye?
Aye.
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 Aye. 3-0-0.
against my-
Vote. All set.
I was gonna vote nay on my own motion.
Thank you very much, Brian.
All right,
Appreciate
guys,
you.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
I keep waiting for someone to say I Sims McGrath. or
Sims,
like-
yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, and on to item number 4 on the agenda, administrative.
Yep, so, the last meeting, it had been requested that we look at the Board of Health Order to Connect letter for Phase 2 to revisit the timeline, of giving people a year versus 24 months, or another time period that you might think is appropriate.
Mark, do you guys have an opinion on this? The connection letter is for a year currently, and the first time, we did that last time, and it devolved pretty quickly. But at the same time, we were trying to not encourage waiting till the end of the second year, but we don't need to, we didn't want to have the process where it went a year, and then we realized no one was connected, and then, so let's go another year. But we did the math of the last one, Sims specifically did the math, and it seems like a tall task to get.
Well, there are 370 properties in Phase 2. That would mean that would be more than one a day. that they would have
I
to-
knew he was gonna do it. So if we can do one every other day, it's still a tall task, but I think it's more.
One a day is
possible.
with one contractor. We have several contractors.
Right,
so
we
many
do have
could go
several
on.
contractors.
My feeling is 12 months should stand. We put out 2 to 4 months for engineering, 1 to 2 months for the contractor. Give them each a month for interviewing a contractor and engineer. That's what, 8 months? Take the summer off. You're still within 12 months. I think it's doable. The first phase, I don't know if we can compare it because there was a lot of questions on what. I don't know if the word was out there. There's been 50, 75 plans already approved for Phase 2. A lot of people are very interested in getting it done quick. The main people that'll be held up are anyone looking to do the Aqua Fund because they have to wait until they get the letter in hand before they can go ahead. So I think it's very doable to have a majority of them done in 12 months. If you extend it to 24 months, I'm gonna hear from people in 20, 22 months, what do I do?
You're gonna have
Those are
the
the
same-
same people
same
that are gonna
show
come in
cause.
10 months and say, what do I do?
So your thought is it's gonna be the same show cause list in 12 months as it is in 24, basically, kinda.
Pretty much, yeah, and I'm just trying to set up, we have 14 more phases tentative, just to get it out there that you have 12 months, don't wait when you get this letter. One of the show cause already is 3 years after the initial order letter.
Where are you gonna
So-
be in 2067?
So I think 12 months is doable. There are going to be people, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they're going to be 100% connected, but if you all understand communication, if somebody shows me that they hired their engineer
Yep.
2 months into it and it get drug out 6 months and stuff, and they can prove a pattern, I'll stand here with them and just say, I've been in touch with them for 10 months now. Let's give them a break. The people that call me, February of next year and say, I don't know what to do, well, you should have told me that 10 months ago or something. So 24 months, I think the expectation now from a lot of people is you're not going to enforce the 10, you want to enforce you're not enforcing the 12, you want to enforce the 24, you're going to extend it just like Phase 1. I think we got to be a little more rigid. And, Phase 2 is not as heavily dense, not as much commercial. The connection should go a little quicker.
Well, yes, I'm aware of entire neighborhoods that have already planned out exactly
yeah.
what they want to do and have the
They
same
have the
contractor.
same engineer
for-
and the same contractor all lined up, ready to go, so you'll have streets done in like 2 weeks.
And they're
small
just waiting
percentage
for
of
the
them.
letter. Yeah.
It's up to, I feel like I don't know, we're voting on it. I just feel like it's up to you because you're the day-to-day. I'm not putting it on, I'm not saying it's your fault.
No,
If
it's,
you think it can be done, I'm not sitting here making people, I'm not getting the calls. I'm not. It's not.
you want 'em?
You don't want me to get the calls.
You can go to office hours with John at the
Yeah,
COA.
office hours with John devolves into just ADD
I believe
discussion.
12 months is pretty reasonable. And this is just, it's another test case. So Phase 1, we kept extending it, and you're seeing what's happening where people are still trying to put it off. I think, 12 months, we try and get the flow to the plant as soon as is possible.
All right.
That is what, yeah.
And
Getting the
then-
flow to the plant is,
Couple notes, I mean, we've talked about this before, but obviously subsequent phases are gonna be a little more efficient, there's more installers, there's more, people understand the flow a little bit better.
The process and everything, yeah,
Right.
so at phase one, I wasn't here for the beginning, so I can't say if it was smooth or not. It seems like there is some,
There's more availability of engineers and installers to,
yeah, I'm not sure exactly in the beginning of phase one how many there were versus now phase
Maybe.
two, but I mean, we got.
I wasn't here for phase one either, or the beginning of it at least.
makes sense.
Well, I was.
But my second point is, John, you mentioned,
yeah.
it says in the letter 1 year, but you're mentioning if you have, and it says if you have questions, reach out to the health department. Maybe we should say sooner than later.
Right.
Like you're requesting that you hear from people not at the last moment, so maybe we should.
If
put that
there's,
in the
yeah, if there's
letter.
gonna be a problem, you're gonna have the ones
If
that
you
are gonna
don't-
put it off forever. And then there's personal issues. I know of one already that contacted me about financial issues. You'll have some probate ones that come up. So there's gonna be some at the end of 12 months that,
So something that says if you know you're not gonna be able to do it within 1 year, please reach out in the,
As soon as possible.
Yeah.
yeah, the documentation. If somebody contacts me in 6 months and say, I haven't heard from my engineer in 4 months, at least I have something I can come to you at to show cause and say that they've tried or something like that, not just wait until the 11th month to try and get in.
so encouraging communication earlier.
One other thing, in that regard, in encouraging communication earlier, John, are you going to have another set of meetings planned or times on the schedule where you're going to have?
I am, I have to
workshops?
work on because I've tried a couple different timeframes and I've gotten just a few people at each one, so it's very hard to figure out what one timeframe works best, because I was doing them after hours.
Yeah,
And then people said, I don't have a chance, I got the kids from home, from
Okay.
school, doing homework, laundry. Then I tried earlier in the day,
Yeah.
and some people were like, I'm working, I can't get out. So it's tough to do, I'm willing to do it. I do have 3 days at the COA coming up for the next 2 months.
in the 2 months. Could we publicize those as much as we can?
I could check with Amanda and see, I know the COA has a newsletter, it goes out the newsletter.
Okay.
Um,
But I was just thinking, especially right after the letters come out is probably when the highest level of interest is going to be, that and so if the letter and a little note along with the letter saying, no, by the way, here are the 3 workshops coming up, avail yourself to any one of these and we'll answer questions as
I
needed.
think I'm gonna go back to just general open office. One of
Okay.
the sessions I had were topic specific, and a couple of people brought up that they missed the first one, so they thought that they wouldn't be able to catch up.
Catch
and
up
just
on
didn't
something.
show.
Yeah.
So I think I'll just keep it as a general,
Okay,
I'm here type of thing.
that'd be great. But if we could publicize those, I'd appreciate it as part of the letter going out. Since is it a registered letter? It's a registered letter.
It's a certified letter.
Certified letter, so might as well stuff it full of stuff, so that people understand what they're getting into. Anything else from either one? What do you
No,
think?
I think, I mean, I don't know. I defer to the people having to handle it.
I think 1 year for the time. Now,
I know
there's
it's
only
our
3 of us
decision,
here.
but I'm
Yeah,
like-
there's only 3 of us here. There's not the whole board is not here, but I do believe
I'll
that.
just say on John Smith's recommendation,
Why not?
as long as the meeting minutes have that, I think I'm okay. I'm fine with the year. You sound pretty confident about it, so. Yeah, and I hear what you're saying. It makes sense.
I think this is something
Everything
we
you're
just have
saying
to
makes
try.
sense.
The first one, I don't know if anyone was really ready. I don't know if the town residents,
I'll admit, I did seem, it's like jumping into a void a little bit, because I knew I saw the pipes go in. We've been talking about it for 15 years or whatever,
Yeah.
10 years.
I think most
And then
town,
it's like, you can go, and it's like, you sure? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
You connected with them in
I
the,
connected quickly, yeah.
quickly, yeah.
Pretty responsible.
Yeah, you are.
yeah, good. So I think, it's doable, and if not, then we
We can reassess. There's always
at
the
that point. But I
ability,
think putting the shorter 12-month, and then if there's no communication, they come at the end for show cause, then at that point, be
Alright.
more stern on them.
So move acceptance of the letter as
written.
with the addition that Asa brought up of
Contacting the health department.
contacting the health department as soon, sooner
If
than.
there's concern within connecting,
Right.
within that 1-year timeframe.
Thank you.
Motion?
I move approval of the Board of Health order to connect municipal sewer letter with that addition from Mesa requiring, suggesting contacting the office if there's an issue.
Yeah, 1 year.
And 1 year being the time limit.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So 300. Okay. All right.
Gonna find out.
Yes.
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna-
Yeah.
Now, then we'll go to item number 5, Health Agents Report.
Yep, so I just have a couple things to share. So, if you're not aware, the transfer station is waiving fees through Tuesday, March 10th, where residents can bring any brush or storm debris that was a result from last week's storm, if they have a valid transfer station sticker. No commercial brush is going to be allowed. We also Rich had let me know that at the next Board of Health meeting, we'll most likely have a recommendation from the Board of Water and Sewer Commissioners to send out the Phase 2 letter.
So its probable date of sending it out would be March, would be,
I think if we can, we had discussed April 1st, but John and I think it might be viewed as an April Fool's joke, so maybe April 2nd or the day before April 1st, but giving us at least a week for the health department to get all the letters put together. They are certified, so it's a little bit of an extra lift for our department to do that, and we do like to work with the post office, because I do think we may have frustrated them last time without giving them a heads up. So potentially a week and a half after the March 9th
Okay.
meeting.
all right.
And then I gave each of you a copy of a regional health and environment fair. The towns of Chatham, Harwich, Eastham, and Orleans are going to come together to do a health and environment fair April 25th. They are looking for people to table at that event. So if you know any nonprofits that work in public health or the environment, they can let me know and I can get them the link to sign up to table there. In the past, we've had representatives from Barnstable County, such as their public health nurses that do things like cholesterol, glucose level screenings. 1 year, we had someone come in with that fancy machine that helps you identify skin cancer concerns, which is always terrifying. We had the Atlantic White Shark Conservatory. We had people doing tick presentations. So it's really fun. There's some food trucks. There's some activities for kids. There's usually some presentations. They had yoga last year. So it's a really great event. And we've wanted to expand it out to the whole Lower Cape this year.
Excellent. Okay, look forward to that.
Yeah, and that's all I have for you guys.
Okay,
Move adjournment.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.